سلام میکنم به همه شما عزیزان و همراهان پرژن آواردز جوایز پارسی. مژده هستم به همراه میهمان عزیز امروز برنامه آقای فیصل حسن. Thank you, Mr. Hassan. Thanks for accepting our invitation. All of the audience and who they are watching you, I just want you to introduce yourself, MPP Hassan. Please.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me this evening, Persian Awards. My name is Faisal Hassan, and I was elected to the Legislative Assembly of Ontario on June 7th, 2018, and I'm proud resident in the riding of York South-Weston. I am a member of the official opposition and critic for the Youth Opportunities, and also member of the Standing Committee on the Legislative Assembly. I am a member of the also Ontario NDP Black Caucus, a first of its kind in the Ontario legislature. I'm also proud a resident of York South-Weston and an engaged community advocate.
Great. Thank you again for accepting our invitation. I'm going to start my question with what is your opinion as a politician person about the importance of art and culture in society?
Well, thank you. Our culture is part of our heritage and what the past has conceded to us and what we value in the past and what we choose to preserve for future generations. Heritage is full of range of other inherited traditions, monuments and objects, arts and culture. More importantly, it is the range of contemporary activities, meanings and behaviors we draw from them. Culture and the art is both tangible and intangible in the sense that ideas and memories of songs and recipes, of languages and dance and folklores, crafts and our customs and sports, music and many other elements of who we are and how we identify ourselves are as important as historical buildings and archaeological sites.
And what do you think, as a politician person, how you can support this art and culture, especially for newcomers that they are bringing from other countries?
Well, I think defining the importance of art and culture is defining your heritage and understanding your inherited sense of family and community identity. Of course, we need highlighting and showcasing the work they do is essential and very important, and also politically advocating for funding of the arts and the vital importance the arts contribute to society is very important, is very key to nourishing and supporting.
Great. And what is the importance of the role between the art and cultures affecting between immigrants, newcomers, and citizens? As you know, there is a lot of immigrants, especially in Canada, when they are coming, they are newcomers, and they're bringing new culture. What is the importance of role of culture that they can just connect together?
A very good question. I think immigrants and newcomers bring their own art and embrace their cultures when they come to Canada. It is important that they can feel their sense of self and their history in ways that they can contribute, honor, and pass along important traditions to their children. Of course, Ontario and the Canadian society is enriched by learning the arts and cultures of newcomers that have been contributing so much to our rich Canadian and Ontarian traditions and cultures and heritage. That's why we celebrate each other's heritage, each other's cultures, to appraise the mosaic of Canada.
Great, great. That was, I can say that's the best thing about Canada, that we celebrate all the heritage about other culture. In your opinion, as a politician person, how can immigrant grow in the society with the art and culture that bring from other country? Because when they are in their home country, everything is simple. So they got used to everything. And when they come to a new country, everything is new. And they want to have the same opportunity to contribute in everything. So how can they grow?
Absolutely, by encouraging them, by providing information. Immigrants come to Canada. Also, they have also equal rights to every citizens that cannot and should not be denied that opportunity by providing them, as a port of entry, more information about connecting to services and programs, and also ensuring them that, the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, as well as the Human Rights Codes, grants equal rights and protections from discrimination on a wide range of grounds. So it's important that we provide early on as they arrive informations and as they learn and appreciate those beautiful cultures, they might be able to use and utilize those programs fully.
As you know, I'm sure you know better than me, there's a lot of immigrant that they are coming here and they want to continue their studies. They want to go to college, scientific, academic. What is your opinion that how they can grow in the academic field or the scientific field after they graduate and they connect all of their knowledge?
Absolutely. I think we welcome, and we have so many folks who are contributing in scientific, academic sector, and all fields of studies. And Canada needs to welcome and celebrate the scientific and achievements of academic achievements and newcomers bring with them. And we need to improve or remove also the barriers when it comes to recognizing the academic and scientific qualifications newcomers bring along with them, compared to Canadian standards, what we called, or what we called termed as the Canadian experience, that often leaves them well qualified and newcomers unable to practice their skills. And that's why I think sometimes Canadian experience might be viewed or seen as a discriminatory practices. And what we can do is to provide them the experience necessary to gain the experience as they arrive. We can connect them to internships, co-ops, and placements that are paid into those positions so that they gain the experience necessary and then transitioned into those fields of studies.
That's a great news for, I'm sure that a lot of like people, a lot of students that they want to come and continue their field here. Um, do the immigrants would grow better if they share their experience? And if yes, how they can share their experience with each other?
Absolutely, and we all benefit from sharing experiences and knowledge among one another. Involvement in community and social and academic groups helps us spread that knowledge and increase the comfort level of newcomers in society. It's important because when we share one another experiences and get feedbacks and peer reviews and so forth, we learn more. And of course, we also encourage people to work together. That way, we can learn one another and also enhance one's experience and knowledge and share to the larger community.
Great. I'm sure like there is a lot of people that maybe they reach out to you to say, especially for new immigrants when they come to Canada, to new countries, there's step by step to find the path, find the route for them. What is the, like, I can say primary steps for them to just, first of all, contribute in their community and connect them with other communities, and how they can just do it?
Absolutely. I think as I mentioned before, participating in society through community groups or social circles or professional associations, newcomers and long-time residents all benefit from those shared experiences. And of course, connecting the programs, the volunteer institutions that they can help, and also acknowledging their work will also enhance that kind of a participatory approach to help them gain can also give back and also benefit at the same time.
Mhm. Great. In, you show, like you talked about the volunteer And my next question is about that. Before that, I'm going to ask you, what is your opinion as a politician person? You are with a lot of like citizens that they become citizen, they are immigrant, they are newcomers, or they are students. Especially, you said that you are working with the youth community as well, that they are with different culture. What is the importance of the role of awards like Persian awards to
Mhm.
encourage and empower the culture and art in other communities and empower that?
Mhm. I think our recognitions individually with awards or similar honors are a great way of recognizing and encouraging more of great work done by community members. And first, encouraging someone to that you actually shout out for them and community knows that they have really contributed this and that, then it also builds their self-confidence. It also gives them acknowledgement, and that also motivates them to do more and to contribute more. So I think it is also provides individual recognition with awards like Persian awards, and also similarly it honors the great work of recognizing and encouraging the contributions they've already made. So this is a great idea, and also it's an excellent way to acknowledge and appreciate the Persian, members of the community who are contributing so much. And by providing that, then they are basically awarded, and they are also supported. And a word certainly raises also the profile of an individual and the work they do. However, this encourages others to be involved and puts spotlights on the work they or the group they are involved are doing.
Great. Yeah, it's just connecting people together more and more. My next question is about people like us, volunteering, working in Persian awards, and we are active in this awards to introduce the art and culture. Do you think that we, as like volunteer worker, are a good feedback about this community, this culture, this art? And what is your opinion about us?
Well, I think as an elected member, I interact a great deal with community groups and activists, and their influences is needed and appreciated. And I think the work they're doing also shows an example that they are contributing significantly, and that also enriches and also contributes the work that immigrants are doing. And I think it's a fantastic way of appreciation. That's why Ontario government also have awards of volunteerism awards for people who are doing so much and so extraordinary work in the community, to acknowledge them annually and to also appreciate that contribution. So definitely it's something we do appreciate, and we also encourage people to get involved and give back in their community because they are part of the community too.
Great, thank you so much. That's a great acknowledgement for us. Thank you for sharing that. So as you know that the best way to empower every culture and art is connecting communities together, like Persian communities, Chinese communities, Vietnamese, like all of these communities. What is your, I can say that how you as a politician person can support this connection, and what is the steps that needs to be done to connect it more and more these communities?
Absolutely, it's very important. I think culture and art brings pride and the ability to embrace one's history in society. And Canadian society has long celebrated the richness that immigrants have brought to Canada, whether, say, music or food or art or culture, and we all benefit and learn from one another in building a truly inclusive and safe society. And I think by appreciating the contributions and acknowledging them, their celebrations of monthly celebrations or weekly celebrations, that also helps us, a society, where we are all coming together and enjoy and appreciate one another, and ability to also to protect one another, also to allow people to practice their cultures, their food, and knowing one another. And that also enriches our mosaic culture, and also our Ontario and our Canada. I think that's very important that we listened, we appreciate, and we also work with one another.
Great. That's a kind of a great opportunity for communities, especially Persian communities, to connect with other communities. Um, Mr. Hassan, as a politician person, what do you think about the role of local media? As you know that now we are living in a really digital world right now with all of the social media and like internet, YouTube, there's a lot of platform. But what is the importance of the role of local media to empower the art and culture?
Absolutely, the local media plays a very important role, and we need to strengthen and provide spaces and forums where people can come together and share the cultural perspective or what unites them. I think
Mhm.
there are challenges in terms of lack of radio channels or television or programs that people of different cultures, of immigrants and different communities have less platforms. So I think it's very important by making sure by praising one another and having policies that can actually provide and enhance ethnic media. And ethnic media also plays a very important role by providing different perspectives that the mainstream media doesn't cover. And I think it's very important by funding it, by providing support and continuously giving them opportunities to support one another, and also to open the opportunity to fund it and to also provide the airwaves to share informations that are vital to those who might not speak English, in Ontario, and that also provides people to know their rights, their participation in democracy, their ability to have a voice, to understand also what's happening in Queen's Park and also in House of Commons and City Hall, so that they are provided objective analysis and news in the language in which they feel more comfortable. And that is not happening at the moment. And I think we should be able to utilize and provide that kind of more hours, more programs, so that people could actually entertain and create also jobs for those ethnic struggling journalists that have no platforms too. And you're right, also, there are also other platforms of social media. The social media is also ways to engage and also available to the community, and that too also we need to give people opportunity to continue to have that option, so we allow free speech and also a sense of also rules of engagement in that sense, so that people are not discriminated, people are not attacked because of their religion, because of who they are and so forth, so that it's also be a safe environment for everybody.
Great. And Mr. Hassan, um, what do you think that the production company, what steps should be done to encourage production company to produce more art and culture products and just encourage them to contribute more in the art and culture?
I think that's very good. I think it's very important that we also talk about the local solutions, that we also provide local jobs in that, and we also provide opportunities for young people, the artists who are struggling. In my own community, we have the Urban Arts that is doing a fantastic job for young people, but they don't have a lot of resources. We also have artist to artist that are also struggling. We know some productions and some mainstream productions have a lot of resources and they don't actually invest in our local communities. And when they come here and they're shooting films or they're shooting other aspect of other works, I think it's a good idea to also give inputs to the artist in the community, kind of a community benefit participatory approach where there are also everybody win-win situation where everybody benefits it. So that sense, then it's also something we would also, they get some American productions come here, they get some incentives, but then also they bring along some of their stuff. But some I heard they do hire locally, and sometimes might be concentrated in a certain area in downtown, but not suburbans like our community here in York South Western and many similar neighborhoods. So I think it would always have an open thinking of that also. How can we also give opportunities others who are shut down or might not have
Mhm.
that opportunity? So thinking that lenses and also making also that they work with the local artist is also a way to go so that these productions can also have access to more talented people rather than the ones they already have that can actually benefit them as well. So I think it's very important that we also opened up those kinds of opportunities for communities that are not having that opportunity at the moment.
Great. And my last question is, what is the ways or formula for immigrants, newcomers? Like there's a lot of people that they want to get more support from as a kind of like capital or support from others that they can do better or they can support better. What is the way that they need to be done, or what is the steps that do need done to get more fund, more kind of capital, like anything that can empower the art and culture for people that they cannot like contribute in this field?
I think the key is also, Canada is a pretty good example of cultures living together, in peace and not only being able to practice one's culture, but being encouraged to do so. And governments play a role in providing that safe space and promoting different cultures. And I think it's very important that the government gets involved, have kind of also when it comes to specific community and cultural products and services, financial support for startups is needed, as well as also providing community spaces such as markets and opportunities to highlight those opportunities. I think is the key also in strengthening also the Ministry of Culture, heritage and sports to enhance and create more programs, more outreach, more opportunities for actually bringing and highlighting the importance of multiculturalism, and that way also it enhances all of us also to learn the festivities, the food, the music, the arts, the cinema, and so on. That way also we could have also a new thriving cultures. I think the government has to create those spaces and opportunities and resources to help these communities. And I think definitely an NDP government will invest in the arts and culture and heritage and the sport so that we can also win many tournaments in terms of I know that the World Cup 2026 is coming to Canada and Mexico and the United States. So also playing, investing now that kind of a cultural a manifestation is very important, and also bringing together, the cultures we are part of to strengthen that and also get ready to support in that front. I think we need to put resources, not just cut budgets, and also decide also only funding mainstream is not the way to go about it. It's also funding like Persian Awards that are doing a fantastic job, and other similar programs like that, so that they can also identify who's doing what, and then enhancing that kind of contributions in the community.
Great. So it's just a kind of Persian awards is the first awards for all of the Iranian around the world that is independent and is going to introduce the art and culture of Persia. And it's really kind of encouraging to hear that. And for all of the immigrants, newcomers, there's a lot of people that they are coming, especially to Canada. We are global, but we are talking about Canada right now, and you are the politician from Canada, a person who is involved in this. So it's great to hear that the multiculturalism is important and it's the priority, especially governmental and non-governmental uh, goal for Canada, especially. Mr. Hassan, thank you so much. Is there any advice, anything else that you would like to share with us? We are so happy to hear that.
Well, thank you very much for having me. And for the first time, you said this is also bringing the Iranian Canadians and also Iranian descent globally together to acknowledge and highlight those important contributions that the Iranian community is bringing to Ontario and to also to Canada. And I want to say to those who are winners of these awards, congratulations. And hopefully, next year we might be able to join you face to face next time when you do it here in Canada. And thank you for having me, and thank you.
Thank you so much for accepting our invitation with Mr. Hassan, our guest from Ontario, the MPP in York West.
York
Yes.
Southwestern.
York Southwestern. I tried.
Yes. Well, you did well there.
I tried my best. York Southwestern.
That's
it's
right.
just a lot of like provinces and a lot of like a division that why I don't want to pronounce it not correct. That's why.
No, that's right.
Thank you so much for accepting our invitation again. And thank you for watching us, all Persian Awards audience. از همه شما عزیزانی که ما رو تماشا کردید با اتفاق آقای فیصل حسن از همتون خداحافظی میکنم تا دیدار دیگه. لبخند از رو لباتون دور نشه. Thank you so much. Bye bye.